I mean, if you want to really learn how to skate hard and fast, those are the guys that you skate against, you know, and to actually be able to beat those guys on a wooden board, you better be riding a torture because you're not going to be able to beat them on any other board. So.
Did you ride a torture board against Henry in that 76 810 contest?
Definitely, yes, I did. And the racing suit that I was wearing was designed by Nudie. We used to do Western suits for the Rolling Stones and for Graham Parsons and stuff like that. I was already wearing the two-tone Vans, which today Vans, I've been sponsored by Vans for quite a while. They're a $10 billion company. Started out as a mom and pop thing on the corners of like all the different beach towns. I don't know, you know, I didn't really come here to get praise and talk about me. If you want to know the truth, I came here to talk about Brian, and I came here to talk about the Logan family, and to basically let you guys know that there is no way in the world, like everything back then is what got me here, but I can tell you that if it wasn't for the support that I got, straight from being on food stamps and living wherever I could on the North Shore of Oahu, getting that first shot in Skateboarder magazine, the electric Tony Alva, I could barely afford a pair of shoes. I used to go down to King Street and buy Winos, which were just crepe shoes with little netting on top that I would tear up in like a day or two. Brad and Brian brought me back to the mainland and actually signed me up and got me on the Logan team, and that was where things for me started to happen. I also started you see, it's drifting back to talking about me, but you know what the bottom line is? It's really about the Logans, because Brian saw something in us as kids, and I say us, not just me. And Brian has always had a big heart and has sponsored me with unconditional love. And that was something that I wasn't used to as a young kid like that. I didn't know how to really accept that kind of terms, you know, with another human being. My father never treated me that way. None of my competitors, none of my peers ever treated me that way. Brian always treated me with unconditional love, no matter what. No matter what I was doing, whether it was good, bad, or ugly, he was there for me. He always had a board for me. He always had a place for me to sleep. He had a few bucks if I needed to go out and get a burrito or whatever. I mean, Brian was like the big brother and the father that I never really had when I was a kid. And talk about getting teared up. I mean, like, this guy, I go with him on surf trips into Baja, and we fucking drive together, and I'm telling you, it's like a spiritual experience. We just do nothing but just smile at each other and talk about things, you know, that really have no resemblance at all to anything except the fact that we're still alive. And I can just say, you know, I wore my jacket that's really special to me. It's got the chain stitching on the bottom, and it's something that I have in common with Bruce, is we're clean and sober, man. We did some partying back in the day, believe me. If you couldn't hang with Brad, boy, if you couldn't party, you couldn't hang out with Bradley, Jordan, those guys. There's no way, dude. You had to be able to drink all night, do as much blow as you can possibly handle, and be able to smoke fatties all the way back, so up to the road. So I'm telling you, you know, a lot of that stuff that happened back in the day, the wreckage of the past, we've cleaned a lot of it up. But if you couldn't hang, you just couldn't hang, and that's all there was to it. And if you're going to be on the Logan team, you better be a hardcore motherfucker. And you better be able to hang, and you better be able to take it. But meanwhile, 16 and a half years clean and sober. And this is what the connection is. This is my connection to Eric Dressen, to Bruce Logan, to Brian Logan, to Ray Flores, to Greg Weaver, to Ty Page. Ty Page and I had a spiritual awakening together before he passed, and it was just straight up love. And I can just tell you guys right now, nothing cures anything better than just love and tolerance in our life today. This is something that I've learned from being a part of the Logan team. And there is no way in the world that I would be here today and be able to share this with you and tell you guys, as a 3-time world champion, as one of the first entrepreneurs in the skateboarding industry, discovering that you could make laminated skateboards from Swedish technology, making furniture. Come on, no, this shit doesn't happen just for a reason, you know, just by chance. It all happens because God had a plan. And God had a plan for all of us. And that's why we're all here today in this room. It's because we represent something that's pure. The essence of skateboarding. The adrenaline, the spiritual connection, the fellowship, the camaraderie, the late, great Jay Adams, the late, great Ty Page. You know, come on. These guys were fierce competitors. But then to take it and turn it into just a bubble of love, nobody could do that ever except for a higher power. And in my life, to this day, there is nothing greater than the feeling and the essence, that freedom that skateboarding gives you. That connection to surfing that is joined at the hip, that makes you feel like just so beautiful, just like in the moment. Grace. Grace represents something that God gives us for free. And who would think that I would be the guy up here flinging around the G word instead of one of the guys from Fiberflex? You know? I mean, the God Squad was way light years ahead of me when it came to this spiritual awakening, but I can just tell you right now, in this day and age, if you don't have some sort of relationship with something greater than yourself, then you're going to die an unhappy person. So get with it and get good with it right now. Hurry bowl, you know? And let other people know that you actually care about them and that you love them. And that unconditionally loving terms and friendships like what I have with the Logan family, and especially with Brian, are not cheap. That these lessons and these relationships are fucking priceless. And the spaghetti dinners that Barbara used to make. But excuse me, you know, for like throwing around, you know, the F word and stuff like that. But you know, when I get passionate about something and I want to talk and I want to make an emphasis on it, I'm going to throw those F-bombs in there a little bit. But you know what? The bottom line for me is that just for today, I'm happy. Just for today, I'm joyous. Just for today, I'm free. So thank you.
A little earlier, I mentioned Porter Johnson and about his brother showing up. This will kind of give you a little bit of look into kind of what Torger would look like today. Even today, people come up to Bay and say, "Are you Torger Johnson?"
In Kauai.
In Kauai? Oh, not here? Oh, okay, okay. But he's a little shorter, but takes off those glasses. He's got that Torger Johnson face. I'm glad you could make it here, babe. I'm glad you're here. Thank you. Torger Johnson, brother Johnson.